All right, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Alex. Jax, I see you talking about me on the other one too. Yeah, I know. I know I was on cover people time, but it's better late than never. Never late is better, but it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. All right. So today we're gonna be talking about how to live together in relationships. All right, that's what we're going to be discussing. That's going to be the top of the conversation. I'm also going to open the floor for you guys to ask me some questions because we haven't done a Q and A in a long time. We are monetized now, so feel free to hit the super chats. Feel free to hit the cash app. It's Reset Relationships. Jax or yeah, Jax. When you get a chance, put the link in there. It's Cash App Reset Relationships. Actually, I might be able to do it myself. Let me see if it'll let me do it. Yeah, let me do it. So if you did want to hit the Cash App, it's just S Reset Relationships for the Cash App. We'll post that in the chat. Chat, what's good? And then we got a guest. So I got a guest on. He's gonna help me speak on this subject. Another brother who's lived with a woman before for over a year. To me, you have to have lived with a woman before for at least over a year before you have enough experience to comment on this. So it's my man Solo. Who else up in here? What's it? Baby girl up in here. Hey, baby girl, that's right. Hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. I should have had the button. I'm gonna have the button next time because you worked hard doing that for me. So I'm gonna make sure I have the button next time. But without further ado, we're gonna bring my guest in, my man Solo. So let's get him going in right now.
Hey, what up, y'all? How y'all?
What's good? What's good? Y'all give a big warm up to my man Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up? So, without further ado, man, y'all already know I don't like to waste too much time. Don't be laughing. I am gonna get the button next time. I am for real, because you did work hard on that. She made a whole little sexy hit the cash app for me, and I'm unprepared. When my live stream set up, I'm gonna get my live stream set up more official. I just want y'all to know that. That's the reason I don't live stream so much, because I haven't had time to make like a whole office and really set it up the way I would want to set it up. You know, but it is what it is. So Solo, it's been a while since you hollered at the people. Before we get into the topic, where can the people find you at?
Yeah, y'all can find me. My YouTube channel is Solo the Jedi. So it's spelled the same way. Solo the Jedi, Jedi. You can find my YouTube there. I haven't posted anything on there in a couple years, but it's some good material on there if y'all want to check it out. I'm also on Twitter, Solo the Don, like the at name y'all see. You can find me there as well. But yeah, either or.
All right, bet. So without further ado, we're gonna get straight into it. All right. So, what would you say? We're gonna let the guest go first, and I'm gonna come up after you. What would you say is the most important thing to know or understand or do first before you move in with a woman as a man?
First of all, you shouldn't move in with a woman. First and foremost, and the people might take that out of context, but uh, I think a lot of us made that mistake. I made that mistake. You have your own shit. Excuse me, when we curse.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Uh,
You're gonna
yeah,
make
you have your own shit together. Don't move in without having your shit together because it's going to backfire. And at some point, it's gonna be on her end. It's gonna be some level of resentment if you don't got your shit together. And you know what I'm trying to say? And she's kind of carrying the load because when you move in with her, you coming into her domain. You know what I'm trying to say? So you playing by her rules at some point. I'm just gonna get right to it. So that's the first and foremost. Like, don't even move in with her. Make sure if you are, just make sure at least you have your shit mostly together, or at least the breadwinner, or something along them lines, or close to getting your own shit or your own place or whatever. But that'll be my first advice. Like, don't even do it.
That's facts. I would definitely agree with that. So rule number one, brothers, the ladies have to be moving in with you. All right, you cannot be moving in with them. All right, because you're automatically giving up all your leverage right from jump from the very beginning. If that's not the case, so that's the first thing you want to make sure of. All right. Now, after wait, there's an echo. Where the echo coming from?
So you sure it's not me? It might be a bird or something. It's a bird back
No,
here.
it's like an echo of my voice.
Uh,
I don't know. I
you
don't hear
sound
it no
fine
more.
on
So I
my
guess
end.
it's fixed. All right, I guess it's fixed. I don't hear it anymore. But anyways, yeah, you got to make sure y'all moving into her into your domain. You cannot be moving into her domain because you automatically starting off on the wrong foot. All right, like you're supposed to be the provider, you're supposed to be the protector. As soon as you move into her domain, more or less, for lack of a better word, you kind of becoming her bitch, and then you more or less at her mercy now. And it's funny because I was just talking about this. It's nothing women love more, and a lot of you probably witnessed this in your real life. It's nothing women love more than kicking a man out. Like they get excited for it, they get hyped for it, like they go super saiyan, they start charging up. You don't even know what they about to say. You just see them like this. And you be like, yo, what is she doing? Why she shaking? Then all of a sudden she be like, ah! She start going blind and shit. You like, yo, what's going
Like you
on?
gave
Like
her that
her
reason to
hair
charge
starts
up,
sticking
man.
up. Word. She start looking like Broly. Her hair starts sticking up. Next thing you know, she start charging it up. You like, yo, what is she doing? Then all of a sudden she goes, yeah! And then
It's
you just like,
time,
oh! And next thing you know, you homeless. Know what I mean? You homeless. So that's step number one, man. You want to make sure you're moving her into your place. Solo was very honest with you guys. Why I always love my brother, man, because y'all know me, and he's just like me. Because we'll keep it real with y'all. You know what I'm saying? We'll tell y'all where we failed. We'll also tell y'all where we succeeded at. We'll teach y'all what not to do based upon what we did and where we messed up. So he, in his first experience, moved into her spot. Me, in my first experience, I moved her into my spot. I actually moved her completely. Like she was in a whole different city. I moved her all the way into my environment, acclimated her into my environment. You have to bring her into your world. You can't go into her world. And just naturally as a man, because we have like a protection spirit and a protective nature, what ends up happening is if a woman falls off, right? Or let's just say you don't even like the woman no more, you don't even want to be with her no more, we're not gonna kick her out, right? Like even if she's gonna trust me, there was times when I lived with my ex where I really wanted to just kick her in her big old yellow ass and be like, "Yo, get out of here," right? And like there was trust me, there was times. But in my head, I'm not gonna do that. This girl moved all the way down here with me, like she trusted me. We gonna work through the situation, you know. So it was always like, all right, we just gonna be in separate rooms and we just gonna figure something out until we wake up and it's a new day. Unfortunately, as men, we very rarely never get that benefit of the doubt. Like we're getting kicked out. All right, so that's just a step one. I think we're both in agreement about that. You want to make sure you have your stuff together. You want to make sure you have her into your domain. Now for part two of it, Solo, what would you say is the most important thing as far as keeping the harmony in the household when it comes to actually living with the woman?
Okay, but actually living with them, kind of along the same lines. You kind of gotta have your own thing going. Uh, kind of gotta really have some hobbies and have a life outside of the household because I feel like it brings balance in the household. It's real easy when you live with a woman to, as a man, to get lazy because they cooking you. Especially she can cook. She cooking good. You know, y'all having sex. You know, what I mean, y'all chilling, watching Netflix. It's real easy to fall off. That's why they call it relationship weight because it's easy to get comfortable and put on weight and kind of fall off track with your goals and everything. So I'll say one of the main things is just stay in touch with yourself and stay on the grind as a man. It's real easy to get comfortable when you in the house with a woman. And second thing, ladies don't get mad, but you kind of just gotta weather the storm with that shit, man. As far as that, women are emotional, so they up and down, left and right sometimes. So it's kind of your job to kind of be the rock and stay as the rock. Well, stay there as the rock and kind of be cool with yourself and make sure you're not in like an emotional state. Just make sure you solid and your shit is solid and your life is solid, and she kind of naturally will follow that. So off the top of my head, that's the first two things.
Facts. I think another is this still an echo, baby girl, or is it fixed now? Oh, I'll give you 2 seconds. It's an echo still. All right, hang on. Mm, all right. I think we should be good now. There's a slight echo. Still? Damn, that's weird. One more second, y'all. All right. So piggybacking off of what Solo was saying, I also think it's important. Why is this still? Hang on. Solo, keep going real quick. Let me figure out where this echo coming
All right, yeah. So back to what I was saying, try to just get further into that. So yeah, just stay on your grind. I know it sounds cliche, but you really have to. You gotta kinda have your own thing going. You can't be hugged up under your lady all day long. It's real easy to do that. They're gonna want you to do it. They're gonna talk you into it. And there's nothing wrong with it. You just can't do it too much. So you gotta kind of make sure you still hit the gym. You know, pick up hours at work to make sure your bread right. You know, hop on the PS5 sometimes because eventually, if you up under her all the time, like it's like anything, it's human nature. Eventually, it's gonna get kind of old. So you know, keep a spark in the relationship because it's a whole new dynamic when you living with somebody. It's like most of y'all grew up with brothers and sisters, so it's like anything. You grow up with a brother sister. I mean, you love your brother and sister, but they're gonna get on your damn nerves, and they're gonna do stuff that get on your nerves. So it's the same thing while being in a relationship with a woman or with the ladies if you living with a man. Like no one's perfect. You just got to kind of know what you can deal with and what you. That is when you're gonna realize what you know, what you can and cannot deal with in your partner, because then you see their habits every day. You see what they're doing every day. You might not like the way they wash their ass. You might not like the detergent they use. You know what I'm trying to say? I mean, it's just you learn a lot about yourself and about your partner and what you can and cannot deal with when you're living with somebody. So that'll be something. That's something else to be kind of dive into. But yeah, that's pretty much from for right now what I got is like yeah, just make sure you stay on your grind, stay on your purpose, keep hitting the gym if you're hitting the gym, get hobbies. Don't be laid up under her too much. It's kind of woman's nature to kind of be laid up and just want to relax. Not saying they don't get to the grind too, but I'm just saying that's kind of their nature, and it's gonna be hard. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna be times you're gonna be, excuse my language, your girl looking good, you looking at that ass, you're like, yo, I'm about to stay home. Like, forget that. You know what I'm trying to say? Do your thing, and then she cook a good meal. Now you was gonna hit the gym, but you said, oh, never mind, I'm good. I'll do it tomorrow. Can't have too many of them days. Know what I mean? So, like I said, you learn somebody habits, you learn what you can and cannot deal with, and I feel like that's when you really learn when you live with somebody what you like and don't like in your partner.
in? That's a fact. That's definitely when you. Why is there still an echo? This is insane.
Yeah, it's still an echo.
Yeah, man. Hang on. You know what? I'm gonna just dish the AirPods. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see.
I can hear you better now. I ain't hear an echo though.
All right, bet. There's no echo. Now we have no echo. All right, let's really cook because that echo was killing me. All right, so similar to what Solo said, that's when you're really gonna learn what you like and what you dislike. I'm gonna tell y'all something else. That's where you're really gonna learn if you really like this woman or not. Because
Yep.
one thing you'll learn when you actually live with a woman is it's almost like you basically in a high school relationship until y'all live together. Not baby girl. Baby girl, stop looking at my sweatpants, man. Anyways, that's when you're gonna really learn if you like the woman or not, because it's kind of like everything in the relationship is almost like high school until you guys move in. When you move in, that's when you're gonna really know if you care about her or not. Cause like, just keeping it real with y'all, that's when she gonna be going to the bathroom, where you going to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when you're gonna see her with the bonnet on, no makeup. You know what I mean? Like that's when you're gonna see the good, the bad, and the ugly. You see some of it, when y'all stay in two different spots, when y'all live together, you're gonna see all the good, the bad, and the ugly. You're gonna see the bad habits too. Like she might be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym, or I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. You'll start to realize like, yo, you don't really follow through on a lot of what you said you were gonna do, right? And she'll start to see some of your bad habits too, man. Like, you know what I mean? Things that you do that might be annoying. Like you might leave things around the house. You might leave socks around. You might not wash your dishes the right way. Just little stuff like that. That's not an issue when y'all both in separate places. Because when y'all come together, right? Like right now, you gotta think about it. Like perfect example. If a shorty was to hit Solo up right now and be like, hey, come through.
he gonna go, he gonna get his Versace Eros or his Creed, squirt, squirt, you know what I mean? Make sure he got the oil up in his locks, he's so fresh and so clean like Outcast. You're gonna put your best on, she gonna be doing her makeup, make sure her butt looking nice and fat. Everybody gonna be on point. Everything's gonna be on point. When you live together, it is not like that.
Nope.
Like, the sleep and the crust is in the eye, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I
You
said,
almost not saying you almost gotta not saying you gotta talk her into. You almost gotta kind of remind her sometimes, like, yo, you gotta get sexy. You know what I'm trying to
yeah,
say? Because
that's a big major key you brought up. You're gonna have to basically remind her, like, yo, I need you to turn it up. Like, I need
because
you to look a certain way.
hmm because like it's
And
human.
another thing, piggybacking off of that, is once you live together with a woman, she's gonna be as productive or as unproductive as you are, kind of as a man, right?
Yep.
Like, my ex never really was big on working out until she got with me. And then it's like once I made a habit of it, I started working out on a regular basis. I remember she came up to me and straight up told me one time, was like, yo, you're not about to be the only one who fine. You're not about to leave me behind. So she started working out. As I started investing, she's like, what are you investing in? How are you learning that? We started looking into day trading together and things like that. She started investing. I started waking up at a certain time. Like, she was a morning person. She kind of helped me with that. So I hate getting up. Like, y'all know now, I talk about it all the time. I usually wake up at like 6 in the morning, and then from like 6 in the morning, I usually work until about 8 or 9 o'clock. But I used to would never get up that early. She was a morning bird, so she kind of helped me get up and stay up early. But you kind of got to set the foundation of, as a man, of how your household's going to go. You know what I mean? Like, that's very important too, because what you'll realize is a lot of the times if you leave women to their own vices, they're just gonna do whatever, and
Hmm.
whatever is usually gonna be, if they work, they're gonna go to work. Like, there was a period where my ex worked, and then there was a period where she didn't. I just handled everything, and you got to be very careful with that too, because once you take them out of work, what I realized is women like to go to work, kind of come home and then chill. Like, so if you don't say anything to them, that's what they're gonna do. Like, they'll whip up a meal or something like that, but then they're just gonna chill. So you got to kind of apply a structure to stuff. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we're gonna have this be like a deep clean day. We're gonna have this will be the day where I order food, but this will be the day where you cook. This is the day where we're gonna go to the gym, and you also got to kind of keep the spark in your relationship. So
Hmm.
you want to plan date nights. Like, I would say we was gonna go out on a date at least 2 times every single month. It ain't always have to be something big. Like, sometimes it would just be like, all right, we're gonna go to the movies. You know what I mean? Other times it might be we're gonna go out for drinks, and party a little bit. Or I might be like, we're gonna go to a museum or something like that. But you got to keep the spark up, because going back to what me and Solo was just talking about, when you live with someone, it's not gonna be that adrenaline rush of, this is my first time seeing them in a week or 2 weeks and they at their best. You're gonna have to keep redating. You're gonna have to keep recording. That's the best
Hmm.
way to put it. You have to be constantly courting when you live. And like I said, it's both of you. You know what I mean? And then once you set that foundation, like I realized once I spoke to her about like staying sexy and being sexy and stuff like that, from there she would start to do it on her own. And she would just pop up certain days in lingerie and be cooking in lingerie and things of that nature. So you kind of got to set that foundation, as the man, of how the household is gonna go, and when we're gonna do what, and what's expected. You know what I mean, of each other. So we got anything to elaborate on that?
Yeah, just to piggyback, like, yeah, you got to keep the spice going, the spark, and yeah, like it kind of ties in what I was saying earlier. That's why I say you got to kind of stay on your grind too, because you don't want to be laid up in the because eventually, it's human nature. You're gonna get used to each other. Because like with anything, you know how you get a new phone or even a new car. You get a new car, and you excited as hell at first. Like, oh, this is my new whip. Da da da. It could be whatever kind of whip it is. It could be whatever. And after like a month or two, you can be like, it's just a car. You know what I'm trying to say? Like you appreciate it and you like it, but it's just a car to you now. It's an everyday thing. A relationship becomes like that too. When you live with somebody, you see them every day, you know their habits, you know everything, and y'all get used to each other. So it's real easy to kind of like not keep this spark going. That's why a lot of relationships fail too sometimes because they don't know people don't know to keep that spark alive. Like you need a day I don't care what they might disagree. You need a day where you just gone. Like you just gone, and she don't know what you do. Like you out there, you busy, and she don't see you all day. But when you come home, she'll appreciate you. You know what I'm trying to say? Because you all up under her all day, every day. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not saying go out and do no crazy
I'll
stuff.
piggyback off of that while you got it hot. Fellas, you have to stay busy. You have the best thing you can do to keep the peace, because we about to navigate into conflict resolution when y'all living together, because that's a big one. But the best thing you could do before we even get there to keep the peace is to always be doing something. Like, I was never really in the house. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was going all the damn time. Like, I was almost always gone. So when I came home, it was an event. Like, she would just sprint to me, jump up, like, "Oh, you back?" You know what I mean? And she would want to put it on me. She would want to have a big plate ready for me. Like, she would want everything together, because in her head, it was like, "Yo, man, like, he don't be here like that." So you coming home, an event. You want, when you walk through the door, ideally, you want your family to be like, "Yo, daddy," like they ain't seen you the whole day. If your kids come home from school and they just like, "What's up?" and they
Hey,
heading out,
Dad. Hey.
that means you failing that man. Like, real talk. That means they already know daddy ain't gonna be nowhere. His ass gonna be on the couch playing 2K, probably getting his ass kicked by some 11-year-old online when I come home from school. Like, he's not gonna be doing anything productive. You know, so you want it to be like an event.
Forewarning, here come my son, y'all.
Okay, little man.
He gonna be in the background. Hey, what up, T? T good, Ken. He good. All right, come.
Let me check the
He
chat.
good.
I do that. Sometimes I'm not determined. I like to stay awake till 5 a.m. You know, baby girl, you got like the shittiest sleep schedule of all time. So I'm not even
All right, I'm back.
I'm not even surprised you said you like to be up at like 5 a.m.
Don't lock.
And
Don't
no, we don't use
leave the door
dishwashers.
unlocked, man.
We do not use dishwashers. She put hand wash. She didn't use dish.
Yeah, I'm back, man.
Yeah. What did we leave off? Oh yeah, right. Being busy. Yes, you want to make sure you're busy, man. It needs to be an event. Come back to the crib. It don't need to be a shit. You come back to the house. Everyone expects you to be there all the time. The best thing you can do to avoid conflict is almost be a ghost in your own house, just like it is in a relationship. You don't want to be too available. Like, you don't want to fake. Well, you can't fake availability when you live together, because I mean, she's gonna know it's BS. But you want to be genuine, like not on the fake side. You want to be genuinely busy at all times. That definitely helped for me getting us to a situation where you would have in the beginning. But go ahead and finish your point though. So
You gotta wait, T. Hold on. Yeah. Shit. My bowels distracted, man. Damn. What the hell? Cause I had something on the like tip of my tongue that I forgot what I was gonna say. What we was talking about staying busy. So yeah, you gotta kind of like you really gotta have days where you just out the house. Like you can't be. That's a mistake I made. I'm just gonna let y'all know. I got real lazy in my last relationship. I put on probably like 50 pounds. I did have hip surgery, but I also could have worked out. Well, like I could have found some way to stay in shape. So I put on a lot of weight in my last relationship, and that's because I just got comfortable. I mean, I put on. T, calm down, man. I put on a lot of weight. I got lazy. I got comfortable. You know what I mean? My ex could cook really good. Like she used to cook 2-3 meals a day. I mean, we was having consistent sex. Like it was easy. And I was in the crib all day laid up. You know what I'm trying to say? So from personal experience, and I could tell, like looking back, she lost attraction to me too because I fell off. You know what I'm trying to say? So that would happen too. Like eventually, if you fall off, there eventually it'll be some boredom that'll become in between, and you're not going to be the same person that walked through that door when y'all first met. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's why I feel like staying on the grind, staying busy, and all that. That's a big key. It sounds cliche, but it's a big key. To stay busy, stay on the grind, and you know what I mean, keep your goals set, and just stay focused on that, and I think everything else will fall into place. And as far as keeping the spark alive, like that's a big thing. Like you gonna have, because just like you, she's gonna get comfortable too. So it's like you kind of got to remind her, like, babe, you should put this on, or you don't got to be mean. That's the thing. You got to make sure you word it the right way. Drop a hint like, yo, babe, you look real good in this. Like, now that yellow look good on you. And she'll take that hint, and next thing you know, she'll wear that dress or she'll wear that color you like. And then plan something. You don't got to tell her. Make sure you plan certain stuff. Keep the element of surprise in your back pocket. Just like Alex said, just once in a while, like, you know what I mean, surprise her, take her to a nice restaurant downtown, take her to a sky top. Just keep it spicy, man. And, because if you don't, eventually boredom will creep in my opinion, boredom's the worst thing that can happen in a relationship. That opens the door to a lot of things.
The last thing you want your woman to be is bored.
Yep.
The she's gonna do is entertain another dude. Like, they might get mad at me saying that, but it's the truth. If she feels like she's bored, she's not getting enough attention, the thing she's going to do is entertain another dude.
Yep. Easily.
But it's gonna open the door. So if she runs into a real dude, he's gonna parlay that and probably get up in there. So that's the number one thing that you want to do. Also brought up another good point that I want to parlay before we move off. Guys, when you have to make sure you do not become complacent in a relationship, because the punani gonna be right there.
It's gonna be hard.
Right? And if you've never lived with a woman before, they be comfortable in the crib. So they're gonna be butt naked 90% of the time. If they do have clothes on, it's probably gonna be like maybe an halter top booty shorts. It's gonna be in your face a lot. So it's gonna be very easy, especially if your woman got that good. For you to just get up in it, then they're gonna want to cuddle with you afterward, man. Dudes like the front, like they don't like cuddling back. At the end of the day, man, woman get up on you, she's nice and warm, and she put it on you after 2. You're probably gonna end up going to sleep, or at least laying up watching a movie, or doing something along those lines, or something that has to do with that. And next thing you know, similar to what Solo just said, next thing you know, now you fat. Next thing you know, now you're not working overtime. Next thing you know that whole being gone all the time, that kind of being a mystery, that being elusiveness, all that goes away.
Mm-hmm.
So now all of a sudden, it leads into that boredom, which is the Pandora's box for potentially anything to happen, just because it's easier to get V-box with if you're living with the woman. In my opinion, like everybody talks about it when y'all dating. In my opinion, if you live with the woman, it's actually easier to get V-box with than if you don't live with her. So, moving off of that, I would say the next topic would be how to deal with conflict resolution. So, my way of dealing with conflict resolution was to walk away. I say this all the time in my video. I'll say it now.
Yes.
The best strength you have as a man is your ability to walk away. There's nothing you can do that can hurt a woman more than just being like, you got it. Like, whatever it is, just being like, yo, you got it. I'm not even going to do this with you. I'm done. Nothing you can do will hurt her more because your presence is a present. Women don't think like we do. The emotional connection, the spiritual connection, and the mental aspects are some of the most important aspects of the relationship to them. So when you take that away, they almost feel like you took everything away. That's damn near like taking money away or taking tea away, literally just taking your presence away. The biggest impact that you can have. It also stops you from getting in a situation where you may possibly get locked up because you try to deliver the sweet chin music. Because I'm going to keep it real with y'all, man. We about to get funky because now we're getting into it. All right, some more people coming in, about to get funky. When you live with a woman, I'm just being honest with you guys, she is going to push your buttons like your buttons have never been pushed before. You have not been tested until you live with, I don't give a damn. Even if you was bullied in school, it ain't nothing like living with a woman. They will pick and pick. It's almost like they have to find what it is that triggers you. And as soon as they find it, they're like, gotcha. It's like purple nurple. They just start twisting it. I'm telling you, I'm just being honest. You are going to have moments, fellas, where you're just going to want to turn into Shawn Michaels and be like, yo, and just kick her in. Obviously, you can't do that. So,
of course not,
man. I say your best ability was to walk away. Now, my ex hated this, but she don't realize it kept her head attached to her shoulders. But when she used to push it there with that mouth, I used to just leave. And
That's
sometimes I would
case.
leave and come back in like 3 hours. Sometimes I would get a hotel and stay on the whole night just to have her be like, damn, where did he go? Did he go into another chick's house? Like, where's he at? But
Hmm.
like, it's better to do that than to stay there and argue. Y'all in close quarters. Arguing on the phone and arguing when y'all right next to each other is not the same thing, man. Like,
Mm-mm.
not. And it's easy to say when you've never lived with a woman before. Well, I would never argue. I'm a whole masculine man. I'm telling you, when they're right there and y'all in the same, you can't walk away. There was times I tried to close the door. Shorty kicked the door down like she was the Big Show. Like, you close the door, they be like, dude. And when they kick the door down, they got the nerve to stand there with an attitude. They kick the door and be like this. I'm not done yelling at you about whatever it is you did. You be like, bruh. Like, so you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, it was like how I mentioned it earlier. I don't think you heard, but I said living with your partner or your woman is like living. It's like living with your sibling if you got any. You remember y'all used to argue, and it's the same thing. And y'all remember the arguments. If you argue with them, it needs to be bad because you're used to this person. This is the closest person you. This is the person you're closest to at the moment. So y'all get comfortable. Y'all start arguing. Y'all mad. It's almost like that. It's almost exactly like that. Y'all arguing. It's hard not to sometimes. So it's just like that. If you got a brother, sister, whatever, if you ever got into a big argument with them, it's the same thing. And with more experience, like Alex said, the best thing to do is to walk away. Trust me, you have way more power. And most of the times, if she started it, especially, she's gonna apologize later on, and you're probably gonna get some good. Yeah.
And that's another thing. After most fights, women almost always apologize sexually. Almost always. Like, they'll just all of a sudden, it'll be like 3 hours after y'all got an argument, they'll just come in the room, slide on their knees. Like, you know how in baseball they slide the home plate? Slide in, go get that two-hand grip and start going to work.
They start going crazy.
Like, but I will say this. It's very important, fellas, that you make sure that they apologize and acknowledge what they did wrong.
Yep. One
Like,
thing you.
I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna take the WAP first. But immediately after the WAP, if there was no I'm sorry, if there was no honest, what you just say, Jack? This man Jack said, deliver the people's elbow.
You gonna want to sometimes, like that. Yeah, that's why it's best to leave, man.
What did baby girl say? I don't yell, I hug. Good luck prying me off of your waist. All right, I mean, hey, that's cool. It's easy to say that now, though, baby girl. I'm not saying that you're making it up, but I'm just saying, man, you got to do to your face every day. It's easy to be like, oh, I'm going to just hug him and it's going to be all good. You're going to want to take that pot or a pan. You're going to start twisting it like this. It's going to be some day about hot grits. It's the same thing for women. Like, don't listen, just because we men don't mean I don't understand that we're annoying, too. So I know it's going to be time.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to be sitting there. You're going to be cooking some hot grits. And you're going to think about it. You're not going to do it. But I'm just saying, you're going to think about it like, yo, I just tossed these grits on this dude. Just burn his ass up. You're going to be thinking about it. But no, that's not the way to handle it, though. To just hug him is the right, proper way to handle it. I'm just trying to prepare y'all for what it is. Because Jax, I believe he used to live with his baby mom at a certain point. So he know what we're talking about. That's why he said deliver the people's elbow. You know what we're talking about. It be like that sometimes. But going back to what we were just saying, it's still important that she acknowledges what she did that was wrong. Like, I would get the WAP. And then if I didn't hear I'm sorry and an acknowledgement of what the problem was, like that I understand that you get it so that I know it's not going to happen again, I would deadass be like, all right, I'm good. Like, I would still not go back to my regular self afterwards. I would still have the same issue. Like, we still have a problem. I kind of run into that now sometimes with girls that I'm dating because we'll have a back and forth, and I feel like she don't properly understand like what I'm trying to convey, or I feel like my message didn't get through. I'm not going to leave it alone until my message gets through. You don't even have to agree with me, but you have to understand where I'm coming from, because if it's one thing that'll make me mad, it's arguing about the same stuff. So I need acknowledgement. I understand where you're coming from. I get what I did that bothered you. Because what women will do is they'll try to put it on you or hug you or throw it back or whatever, and they'll look at that as, okay, I was acting crazy, I'll do that. Then that gives me a pass to do the same thing again. Then I'll just do that. And y'all keep going in that rotation. Like, nah, I need an acknowledgement of this is what you did that was messed up. That's why I'm upset. We need to not have this happen again. I will not let it go until I get that acknowledgement. So, Solo, would you you got anything to elaborate on that point?
Yeah, that's a big thing, man. Just make sure she acknowledge or you acknowledge whoever started, whoever in the wrong. Just acknowledge who was wrong and try to hash it out. And just don't like some things. Just don't take high level disrespect to. Like, just be careful. Like, it is okay to forgive and also to apologize, but just make sure on either end don't get really disrespectful. Especially as a man, yo, it's gonna be times you gonna want to say some crazy shit, and I've said some crazy shit in my last relationship. It's gonna be times you're gonna say some crazy. You're gonna want to. That's another reason why it's better to walk away. And from personal experience, saying some real jacked up stuff to a woman is one of the worst things you can do. It will stick. She will never forget it. And it's gonna.
That's a major gem for all your. Women are not like us. Thank God. They because I tell women all the time, they talk so crazy that I'm like, if we talked to y'all when we were upset the same way y'all talked to us when y'all was upset, y'all would commit suicide.
Yeah, y'all wouldn't be able to handle
Upset,
it.
like they go to anything. They'll start talking about your family. They'll rip your whole life apart. That's why you got a little dick. They'll start saying anything. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's why you broke. You don't really got it like that. You know, you're not as smart as you think you would. They'll just go through the whole thing. You gotta remember, as a man and you're masculine, we don't really give a damn about what they say. I'll always remember, women are some of the smartest. Obviously, I ain't gonna say creatures because that sounds bad. But women are extremely intelligent at what they're intelligent at. You know what I mean? Like emotional intelligence, things like that. But when it comes to emotional control, emotional intelligence, emotional control isn't the same thing. You have to always kind of look at them as a child, like when it comes to emotional control, because they cannot handle back what they dish out. Similar to what Solo was just saying, that's a major key. Anything you say to your woman, I want y'all to remember this. She's not going to forget.
Key, like they
Not going to.
ever.
A woman could say, I got a little D, I'm ugly, I'm broke. She could go ham on me, and I don't give a damn. Like, it's whatever. If you say you're fat, if you say you stink, if you say you're stupid, they're never going to forget that. And it's not even just about holding it over your head. It's literally going to
What the
bother them.
hell? God
Like,
damn.
it's going to cause them to be insecure. Like, they're going to go in their journal, and the Moesha music going to start playing. Like, man said, I can't believe he said I'm stupid. Am I stupid? Like, they're gonna start the conversation with themselves.
Yeah, like
Is my pussy not good? Like,
mm-hmm.
it's gonna stick and it's really gonna hurt them. Like, there was stuff I said to my ex, man. We're not even together anymore. We don't even talk like that no more. She still brings it up. Like, to this
Yep.
day. Like, I'm gonna show you because you said that. I'm like, yo, I said that shit 5 years ago, yo.
Mm-hmm.
It really hurt. I can tell by your face when you bring it up that you're really hurt by that. I said it 5 years ago. So you gotta remember that as a man. Like, anything you say to women is going to stick with them. And that's why I tell you all the time, yo, just walk away.
Walk away.
Because most of the time when they calm down, they're gonna realize they was wrong.
Yeah, you could say some stuff that can really crush them, man. Like, you gotta be you. Honestly, hitting a woman, of course, is horrible. Don't do it. But honestly, saying some crazy verbal, we call it verbal abuse. That's arguably worse because that shit sticks in their head, and your relationship will slowly deteriorate. She gonna resent you. It's gonna turn into a high level resentment, man. So just really watch what you say, and of course, keep your hands off and just walk away. And another point, and this is, I don't know if he's gonna get into something else, but this is dude. I'm gonna let you know something. If your lady stops doing freaky shit as far as, like, giving you head and blah blah blah, blah, she stopped like giving you head and all that, and stopped doing the freaky shit she used to do, your shit's on the ropes. I just want you to know. So whoever's listening, if that's happening, or I'm tired, or I don't really feel like doing that, or she just stopped, giving you the 2-hand twist and not all anything like that. It's just strictly like when y'all have sex, it's strictly business or something like that. Your shit on the ropes. She's just not telling you.
If she start giving you marital missionary, you on the ropes.
You on the ropes.
Hey, she just laying there like a log, and you doing your thing. She's just like, and she asks you, "Are you done yet?" You really on the ropes, boy.
Oh yeah.
you really on the ropes, and that's a good point to bring up. And another thing when it comes to that is, guys, while we talking about that, when you live with a woman, you still have to maintain your dominance sexually. So what I mean by that is, you still have to, don't just expect because she's there that she's gonna do certain stuff. Like I remember one time, dudes used to ask me this all the time. They used to be like, "Yo, I don't really get head like that. How can I get more head?" I used to be like, "Yo, when y'all cuddling, just push her head down there." And when I say that, dudes always be like, "What?" Like, "Yo, she gonna snap, she gonna do this, she gonna do that." I'm like, "No, she not. She gonna go to work. 9 out of 10 times she gonna go to work." Because it's like, how else you gonna, y'all gotta also think, how else you gonna do it? What you gonna ask? I say that to dudes all the time. What you gonna ask? "Hey, yo, suck my dick." That ain't gonna work. Like, she was like, "What?" Like, unless she a white girl. If she a white girl, and she's gonna be, she ain't gonna mind you saying that. She's like, "You want me to suck your cock?" Like, she's okay with that. But if she's black or Hispanic, she gonna be like, "What?"
Oh yeah, they got what? They gonna want to. They might snuff your ass. Shit.
Yeah, like, and I can kind of understand. It's no respectful way to say that. How you respectfully say "suck my nut"? Like, just push their head down there, and they'll get the message. They're gonna do it. But it's the same thing like when you want to smash, like, because girls, they still want to feel like you're the aggressor in the situation. Like, I remember one time, man, this was way early in the relationship, right? And the peak parts before we was even living together yet. And I remember she was laying there the whole time. And I was laying there, we was watching movies or whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden, she was just like, "Hey, like, you want to do it or whatnot?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I remember she was like super wet. Like super wet. And I was like, "Yo, you was laying here like this the whole time?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Well, why you ain't just say you wanted to do it?" And she said something that kind of always stuck with me. She's like, "Because I'm kind of used to dudes just taking it.
Yep.
So I was waiting for you to just take it." And you got to be careful with that now, because women like to put you in the trick bag where they're like, "Take it, daddy." But if you take it at the wrong time, then it's like, "Me too." Right? But if it's your woman, 9 out of 10 times, it's not going to be a problem. But that's still what I mean when I say they still want you to be the dominant. Like, they don't want it to be a situation where it's like it's cool when they initiate it sometimes, but they're still gonna want you to take it the majority of the time. If anything, once you start it, that's when they'll just start taking over from there. But you can never really lose that part of yourself, you know what I mean, as a man, like that hunger, that thirst, that, you know what I'm saying, "Yo, I'm about to take you to Pound Town." Like that chick, that ratchet chick, her booty hole brown, whatever that girl is. Like, you gotta be on that type of time. Like, "I'm about to take you to Pound Town" type of time. You know what I mean? Because they still want to feel like they're dominant in it. You're mounting them, like you're kind of like you controlling the situation. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times you don't do that, you're gonna start getting the what they call them things, the tumbleweeds. There you go. The tumbleweed gonna start going down the beat box, and next thing you know, it's gonna be dry as hell. So you still definitely gotta be the dominant. Before we switch the topic again, so you got anything else, like any other things you would tell the dudes when it comes to like conflict resolution or anything like that?
Now I think we pretty much hit everything on the head. Just watch what you say. Don't say no crazy stuff to her, because it's gonna stick. And if you get to the point where you kind of want to, like, like dude said, people's elbow her, just walk away. And you're probably gonna get an apology later and some good sex.
See, baby girl just said it. She said, "Take it, daddy." Like, that's, you gotta understand that as men, and a lot of y'all. And this ain't gonna be no dig at the single mother. So if any single mothers is watching, don't get in your feelings. I'm just keeping it real. Your mom's not gonna tell you that. Like, she's gonna kind of tell you the whole, "Oh man, comfortable and talk to her about it and that. I realize that's why a lot of y'all suck, because a lot of y'all ain't no men around to really tell y'all how to turn it up and like really tell y'all how to bring the freak out of it. Because your mom coming with the whole flowers and be nice.
Don't listen to your mom, man.
Women want to be turned up.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know that, it's gonna be hard for you out in these streets.
Yeah, you gotta really. A lot of the time, especially like with your woman or even with a woman in general, you gotta really just know when to quote unquote attack, if that makes sense, because they waiting for you to do it. Now, what will happen if you don't do it? If you're like sitting on your toes, you know what I mean? Let's say you sit next to her, you just kind of waiting. Y'all both on the couch and she on the end and you on the other end. You just kind of sitting there and you not really making no move. Eventually, her shit's gonna dry up. And she gonna be like, I call it the beta box. She gonna put you in the beta box or the friend zone. Well, he ain't about that. He don't want this. He don't know how to get. He don't know how to take this. Know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So you got to be real careful with that too, and you got to kind of keep that dynamic within the relationship. So it's like Alex said. Like I dealt with this. My ex told me the same thing along the lines. Like I think I forgot what kind of conversation we had exactly, but she said she liked when I took it. Sounds crazy. You know, I know we in the Me Too movement. I'm not saying go crazy, literally do some crazy shit, but kind of go after it, initiate it. You know what I'm trying to say?
And my thing with it is this. First of all, we talking about living together. For the most part, y'all be good. But even if you're just dating right now, you still have to move like that. Like I'm telling you guys, there's probably so many dudes watching right now who could have smashed the chick and didn't solely because they was waiting for her to.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. Yo, you can't.
Whole
you
time
can't
she
do
was
that.
waiting for you to take it, and you never took
Yo,
it.
I'm gonna let y'all know this. If you're one-on-one alone with a female in your house, her house, wherever, if she let you in that space, or you came to her, if she let you in that space, or she came to your space to be alone, it's on. That's your stage. That's
In
your
their
stage.
head, they know that. Like in their head,
Mhm.
they think you know that. So they're like, I shot my shot back when you said come through, or I told you to come through. Like that was my job.
Yep.
Like,
The rest is yours.
Nah, I mean, do too much more than that. And I will say this also, as long as y'all understand no means no, you really don't got nothing to worry about. Nah, I mean, so you make it move. Cause I'm gonna also tell y'all something else. And this is kind of going off. We're gonna get back on track because it's kind of going off living together a little bit and more so into dating. But when you first make the move, she almost always gonna say no. It's like a program response. You gotta kind of expect that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be like, no, you know how that goes. So you let that rock. When you make the move the second time, 9 times out of 10 times, that's when it's gonna go down. Because that's kind of also the last shit test. The first shit test is to see if you're gonna try to take it. The last shit test is to tell you no and to see if you're gonna try to do it again. Because usually after they say no, they'll do something to let you know they're ready. Like they'll come snug up with you or something like that, let you know that they're ready or something like that. But the key here is, long as you know if she's saying no, just chill. You really don't got to worry about the me too thing. Because I do hear dudes bring that up, like, oh, I know they want you to take. What about me too? I'm like, as long as you know when she said no, you chill, you're good. Know what I mean? And to be honest with you, if you're black or Hispanic, you ain't really got to worry too much about the me too anyway. That's more so in white. I'm just calling it fake, man. You know, look, somebody left already. As soon as you say something about the white girls, they get mad. But don't talk about the milk of magnesium.
Word.
I'm just keeping it real. Like, you know,
but yeah, man.
A black or Hispanic girl gonna me too you, especially for trying to take her to Pound Town, is kind of slim to none, man.
Yeah, if she
we're up with you first, like this be like they start doing.
Trust me, if she agreed to be alone with you, she already said yes, man. At that point, it's just your job not to fuck it
up. Baby girl said, if you're horny and aggressive enough to take it, then we can smell the testosterone on you, so pheromone. And saying no the first time is hot because we get to see how much you want it. So she basically just confirming everything that we said. Baby girl, because y'all be thinking that we be making stuff up in our here. And it's always the dudes who don't get laid who think you that's not how females work. I watched the red pill video. It's like, yo, bro, chill, man. I'm trying to help you out, dog. But she's 100% right, man. It's the same thing as because you gotta think about it in reverse too. As a man, this is another gem. As a man, if you go to a woman's crib or you bring a woman in your crib and she just pounce on you, now if there's a woman you've been with multiple times, that's okay. It's different. But imagine it's your first time really going to that level and she just pounce on you and basically try to just throw it at you. What you gonna think? What's gonna be your reaction? Like for example, Solo, if you first time chilling or linking with a girl, she just being mad aggressive with you sexually, what you gonna think?
I'm gonna think something a little off with her.
Exactly. You're gonna be hesitant to even do it. Because you can be like, yo, what's wrong? It's not feminine. Like, it's too masculine. You can be like, yo, why are you so pressed? Like, and it's also going to make you feel away as a man.
It's a bit, honestly.
You're supposed to be dominating this situation. Like,
yeah, exactly. And I was going to say.
I'll be real with you. That kind of made me soft.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Honestly, it's a little of a turnoff. I actually had a situation similar to that. I had a woman that was a bit aggressive, and it turned me off. Like, my junk was having trouble getting up, and I knew nothing was wrong because I wasn't having no trouble. But I had to really think about it. I said, oh, she's being too aggressive. That's all it is. And I actually literally told her, like, yo, like, you got to kind of just let me take the lead. Then we can go from there. And then she let me do it, and it was on.
Word. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of just the circle of life. It's the circle of life. I mean, that's the way it's going to work. That's the way it's supposed to work. You know, most of the time. As far as living together with a woman, we all, you know, the conversation about 50-50 versus a man paying the bills, it always comes up. So what's your thoughts on that? Like, do you think it's best to go 50-50? Do you think a man should pay all of the bills? Do you think 70-30? Like, how do you think that's a set up finance?
I mean, the best case scenario, I think you handle all the money situations. And, you know, she stay at home and handle the crib, especially if y'all got kids together or a kid. Especially at that point, you want to handle the financial stuff, bring the money in and let her take care of the kid and take care of the crib. But I know a lot of us, you know, the economy's getting crazy. You know what I'm trying to say? So, or it is crazy, I should say. So to me, the second best is man pay all of the bills. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna say run the household, but you know, in his domain, she takes care of the crib, and if y'all have kids, she take care of the kids. That's like that's the best. But a more realistic one, or one I think most people can achieve, is 70-30. I think, or 80-20, or along the lines. You want to take care of most of the big bills. You want to have your own. You want to have a spot, or y'all get a house together, whatever. But you kind of want it to be your domain. So I feel like the man take care of most of the big bills, and if your lady works, she takes care of the small stuff. But she is gonna work. She is gonna have to chip in. She's gonna have to pay something in the crib. It can't be a free ride either.
It's funny you brought that up because I was just about to say, if your woman works at max, 70-30 is the max. 70-30 is the max because we're not gonna allow somebody to just be in the crib making money, but they're not paying for anything.
They're not paying nothing. Like, just principle.
Like, what you doing with your brand? You're not about to get rich off me and come up. I mean, so if she's working, 70-30 is the max. She gotta pay something. And then if you're going 70-30 with her when y'all go on vacations and stuff, she should be choking up most of the bread for that. Because she should have it because you paying 70%.
You paying, yeah, you handling the big bills.
But so, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I'll say 70-30 if she works. If you have enough money to take care of the crib and take care of all the bills and still have money left over, I'll say that's the best, easily, because that's kind of your domain now. And I feel like y'all both kind of get in your natural state. I mean, you get in your masculine state, she gets in her feminine state. I don't care what no one says. Most women do not want to work. They want to take care of the crib. You know what I'm trying to say? They want to take care of the kids. Women going to work, it puts them in a masculine state naturally. You know what I'm trying to say? Because it puts them in the grind mode, which is nothing wrong with that. But I mean, too much of that, I feel like, causes a lot of imbalance in the relationships too. So I feel like a man taking care of most of the bills or all of the bills, and the woman taking care of the household and the kids is the best. Second best is probably 70-30 if y'all both work. He's still there? Yeah, you still there?
Yes, sir. I'll just switch it my setup around.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah, just want to make sure. But yeah, that's my personal opinion. What you don't want, once you go 50-50, you playing the dangerous game. You playing a dangerous game as a man if you go 50-50. That's, to me, that's probably the worst. 50-50 or below, you don't want to do it. Because eventually, like we said about, once you do that, you kind of enter her domain. And you're liable. That's when you're gonna get your ass out, or it's gonna naturally a respect level is gonna drop towards you once you start doing the 50-50 thing. But I get it. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm trying to say? So if you are in a situation where you are 50-50, try to work your way up to get it to a 70-30, or where you taking care of all of the bills. Now I will say this: like, if you are taking care of all the bills, get you a woman that's down with taking care of the crib and just following your program. You know what I'm trying to say? Some women don't. Some women don't want to get down like that, and you just got to kind of find what your woman like, or a woman you live with like, or what works for her. Like most women, in my opinion, if you got enough money to take care of all the bills, and all they got to do is take care of the crib, cook, clean, stay, be a freak, get sexy, take care of the kids, they taking that deal. You know what I'm trying to say? Most women's gonna it puts them in their feminine state.
That's another thing, guys. Women are capped when they talk that whole, oh, I want an equal partnership. That's because
No, they
they
don't.
don't think they can get a man with enough money to take care of them.
Yeah.
They don't want an equal partnership. Now, some of them will be cool with that. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's like, but that's like a consolation prize. Like, getting an equal partnership for a woman is like getting a girl with no ass for a man, but she's a good girl. It's like, you're cool with it. Like, it's good. Like, all right, that's cool, but that's not really what you want. Ideally, you want a girl who, like, bang, bow, and, she's nurturing, caring, what I'm saying, and submissive. You know what I mean? That's what you want, ideally. But if you got to give up the ass and titties, right, and get you a skinny chick, or maybe get you a chick a little bit thicker than you might necessarily like, right? Not in the right areas, like a little bit heftier than you like, but she does everything else right, you'll be like, oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's how women view it when they say I'll do 50-50. It's like they're not ridiculous. They realize most dudes not going to make enough.
Yeah, we're in a crazy economy.
You know what I mean? Right. We're basically in a recession right now. So they understand that. But ideally, I don't care what they say. Like, yo, bro, I was dating the CDO who made $1,000 a year. She said, yo, if I meet a dude who made $250,000, $300K, I'm a housewife. Like, she said it with no hesitation. Mm-hmm. Good. Like,
they don't want to work, man. Not like that.
And I tell dudes all the time, the more your woman works, right? And this is why I eventually leaned my relationship to. We went from 70-30 to, at one point, I was just paying for everything. And the reason I leaned my relationship that way is for a couple of different reasons. Number one, the more your woman works, and the more she has to work, the more hours she has to work, the more financial responsibility you put on her, the less feminine she's going to be.
Yep.
And not even her fault. I know some of y'all probably watching this like, what? Her femininity shouldn't be attached to. It's just the way she's wired. It's just like, as a man, if you're not working, you stay in the crib too long and your girl taking care of everything, and you just playing the game and chilling, you eventually start to become like a big-ass kid, basically.
Yep.
Because you out of your element. As a man, we supposed to be working, providing, making money, doing our thing. What's that? What King of the Street? King of the Street said team 50-50 unless she quit. I feel you, dog. Nah, but seriously, though. It's the same thing with men. That's why I tell dudes all the time, like, yo, you got to be on your purpose. You got to be working. You got to be getting to the bag, because the more you sit around, the less masculine you become. It's literally a scientific fact. You lose testosterone if you're not working out, if you're not moving around, if you're not, taking care of business. You literally lose testosterone. So the more women have to go to work, like this is science. It ages them faster because they be more stressed out and shit. The more of an environment you can provide for your woman to take financial strain and take labor off of her, the more feminine and girly and submissive and carefree and sweet and young she's gonna look. Everything's gonna be, but like the boss chicks talk that talk, but they be all wrinkled up looking old and shit most of the time because they stressed out. They trying to hit quotas, working long hours and stuff. So, like I said, it's the same thing as a man. If you're not in your element, you're not working, you're not on your purpose, you're not gonna be that dog like you're really supposed to be. So it's always better to take as much of that away from your woman as you possibly can. Like, it's funny because, like, my ex, if you would have talked to dudes she dated before me, they would have probably described a whole different woman when it came to being nurturing than I experienced, solely because with me, it was a situation where it was like, yo, like, I'm putting her in a space where she could be feminine to a level that they couldn't afford to put her. I could do
Mhm.
things that they couldn't afford to do. So I seen a whole nother side of her that they never got to see. I seen
Yeah.
a whole level of potential of her in her that they never even got to experience. And I'm telling y'all right now, pretty much every woman can be nurturing, caring, and submissive in the right environment. Even a hoe. I know some of y'all are like, not a hoe. Even a hoe. Even a
Yeah.
hoe.
Even hoes.
Now, I'm not going to tell you you should put a hoe in this situation. I'm just telling you if you do, she'll act right. She will.
Mhm.
She'll act right. You know what I mean?
At
So
least for a certain amount of time.
yeah, because you can't buy submission. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You buy cooperation is what I always say. But true submission, you gotta get her up here. She gotta really care about you. But you can get her to cooperate. But going back to the title, I personally would say if you can't afford to at least go 70-30 with a woman, you shouldn't even live with her. And that goes back to what we were saying at the beginning, where we like it has to be your place, it can't be her place. Rule number 2 is if you can't at least 70-30, then she shouldn't even
Don't
be.
bother.
You ideally you want to be in a position where you're good if she leaves.
Mhm.
She just goes away, or if you just cut her off, nothing changes. You know what I mean? Like it's the same exact thing. You're not falling off, you're not struggling, everything is copacetic. That's what you want. If you're not in that position, I wouldn't even get with her because 50-50, you're gonna have to
Playing a dangerous game.
you playing a dangerous game.
50-50.
And another reason why I always tell dudes, and this is another gym. Another reason why I always tell dudes, right? I have a saying that always goes, if you go 50-50, you got a 50% chance of getting cheated on. Like,
Yep.
I mean that when I say it. The more you go to a 70-30, 80-20, 100%, the less chance you got to get cheated on. Can it still happen? Yes, but it's a way lower chance. But 50-50 means you're going to work. If you statistically look up, right, where's women most often to cheat? Like, if I didn't even tell you, where do you think women are most often to cheat?
You asking me or you asking the chat?
Yeah, you had to guess. Where do you think women are most often to cheat? Y'all can put it in the
Oh,
chat.
easily work.
Bingo.
Work easily.
Work.
Work boyfriends,
Work is
work
where she's
girlfriends.
most likely to cheat. Right?
Yeah.
But she's the boss, right? Or a coworker got her little work boyfriend. We always
Boyfriends, yeah.
You sending your woman around a bunch of other men who may or may not make more money than you, and there's probably someone in there who make more money than you, right? But you're sending your. Well, let's come off the money. Let's get into the mental stimulation because women can be got mentally too. You're sending your woman to an environment where she's gonna be around other men for 8 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Let that breathe, run it back. She's gonna be around other men for 8 hours a day, possibly 10. Women are social creatures. She's gonna talk, and she's not just talk to women. So it might not even be a dude who makes more than you or even look better than you. You know what I mean? It might just
He just there.
They got that mental connection. He's just in her ear and start complaining to him about you, which she's gonna do. Start lying. You know, niggas be lying. Man, you was with me. You never have to worry about that. Man, I always be with you, up under you, holding you at night, telling you beautiful. Because dudes just say anything to get the punani. Know what I mean? Next thing you know,
yeah, Alex. Yeah, my phone about to die soon, so I might have to get off this in a little bit, man. So you probably got me for about 5 more minutes, man.
Bet. But yeah, man, I just wanted to throw that out there for him too.
Oh, work easily. I worked in a hospital, and hospitals, I say 2 things. I'm not trying to scare y'all, but if your girl is in the medical field or works retail, you better get your money up.
Oh yeah, those are the worst places.
You're in that it goes down in the hospitals and retail. Not only are they dealing with coworkers, they're dealing with customers. So you got customers trust me, if your girl's attractive and work retail, trust and believe you. And my ex to tell me all the time about dudes that she try to get at her all the time. And I'm pretty sure she ain't telling me about something that almost bad. You know what I'm trying to say? So if she works retail or in the medical field, I'm not trying to knock any nurses or anything like that. I'm just being real. It goes down to nurses and it goes down with them. So it's like if your lady in that field, I mean, I'm not saying it's 100%, but you might want to get your money up, man. And tricky thing with the nurse thing, that's a career. So, but you want to maybe get it up to the point where she don't got to work as many hours. Maybe just work part-time. You know what I'm trying to say? The less she at work, the better. Trust me, man. retail and the medical field. Like those are two ones is like the most cheating probably go on in there.
That's a fact. If she's a nurse, she's probably a hoe 9 times. Listen, I ain't hating on y'all nurses. If it's any nurses watching, I love nurses.
Yeah, me too.
Y'all are a good time.
Me
Y'all are
too.
very good time. But I'm just being honest. Like, it goes down in the hospitals. If you listen, man, if you want to work a job where you can easily smash some coworkers, go be a janitor at a hospital. You will be knocking nurses and them RNs, the CMAs and them down.
All you got
I don't know what it is about nurses, man. They just freaked out 9 out of 10 times.
A lot of them be married. They be looking for that young buck, man.
That's a fact.
Be in their 40s looking for a good time at work, man.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. So the more you can do to alleviate that from her, man, the better it's gonna be for y'all as far as everything's just functioning better and everything's just being better in the household, man. You said your phone was on the road, so is any other things that we ain't touched on yet that you think that people would need to know about living together?
I think we got everything, man. I think all the key points, man, we got it. If there's anything else, it's probably maybe this little stuff, but I think the major stuff, I think we got it. If I want to recap, make sure you have your own spot. Walk away from the argument. Don't say no disrespectful, crazy shit to her. You're gonna want to, but don't, because once you let it fly, it's going to stick and it's going to hurt the relationship. Like you might think shit. This is another thing. You might think shit is good in your relationship because women kind of won't tell you how they feeling. They'll kind of write it in their journal and shit. You might think shit good, but shit is not good. You know what I'm trying to say? So once you start getting disrespectful, talking to her crazy, she's not gonna forget it at all. And third, you know what I mean, stay on your grind. Make sure you stay busy. Have a day where she just don't see you. Like seriously, she just don't see you. She wondering what you doing if you live with her. She just don't see you. You know what I'm trying to say? Stay in shape. Make sure the spark is still there. Remember, she stopped doing freak stuff. You're in trouble. So she stopped doing freak stuff. Do what Alex said, do the head thing. But she stopped doing freak stuff. Might want to reevaluate the situation and see where you might be messing up. And yeah, I think that's about it, man. And yeah, 50-50, don't go 50-50 if you are in a situation where you are 50-50, because we know the economy is crazy out here. And a lot of y'all are younger, you know what I'm trying to say, probably in your early 20s, mid 20s. You might want to work yourself up to the point where you can afford a 70-30 or an 80-20, and eventually maybe all of the bills. And she just takes care of the household, you know what I'm trying to say? So I think those are the key points, man. Like I can't think of anything else. I think we hit everything on the head.
I agree.
Yeah. Also, like we said, stay dominant in the bedroom too, man.
Like if you a young bull, take your time. Don't rush to live with him.
Yeah. Do not,
man. And you gotta really have it together.
Yeah.
You got to, man. Otherwise, it's just gonna be bad for both of you.
Yeah, it's gonna be, if you move in with a woman and you don't got yourself together mentally, financially, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a very bad experience for both of you. It's going to be cool at first, but eventually things will come to a head, man. And it also can be dangerous. Like seriously, it could be seriously dangerous, man. So if you're not at the point where you got your shit together, don't do it. Have your own stuff and let her come to your domain, and y'all go from there.
Big facts, man. And just to piggyback off that really quick, if you do have your stuff together, man, it can be beautiful. Like I lived with my ex for probably like 4.5, 5 years. Honestly, there was more good times than bad times. Bro, talk. It really was. We had a lot of fun together. We did a lot of stuff. Traveled out of the country, man. When we was at our peak and everything was working like at its peak function, it was great, man. It was one of the greatest times I ever had in my life, and everything was peaking. We was both happy. It was cool as hell. You always had someone to talk to who was like your best friend. I mean, someone to snug up with at night. You know what I'm saying? You never had to go on the hunt. You had to find a woman right there whenever you wanted to get that off. You had someone to support you. You know what I mean? It's really dope. Home cooked meals all the time. Clean crib. It's really dope. But you gotta have it all the way together. It's similar to what Solo said. And all it takes is for someone to even fall off a little bit. The whole thing, the whole dynamic change. And when it changes, it can get dangerous, man. It can get really bad, you know. So
Not exaggerating. It really can be dangerous, man.
definitely, it's beautiful when you have it all together. But if you don't have it all together, it can mess up your whole life. Both of you it can mess up your whole life. Somebody could do something really stupid, and it can just mess up your whole life. So don't rush it. Take y'all time. Make sure y'all in the proper space. Everything's together. As long as you do that, y'all should be Gucci.
Facts.
Big facts. So, all right, Solo, man. I know you said that you're on phone. Thanks for coming through, man. As always,
Always, man.
we always rock with you, man. Know what I mean? Real quick before you roll out one more time, let people know where they can find
All right, my YouTube is Solo the Jedi, so spelled the same way, except it's Solo the Jedi, Jedi, and my Twitter is just like you see Solo the Don, @name. So you can follow me on either or. I'm there.
back. All right, Solo, man. Elite Fleet salute. Thanks for coming through, man. You already know you'll be back on eventually, man. Go ahead
Oh, of
and
course, man.
good night.
All right, y'all, be easy.
All right, man. All right, and then we just gonna take a quick 5 minutes, man. If y'all got any questions or anything like that y'all want to ask me, go ahead and pop them in the chat. It's almost about that time for me to roll up out of here. Oh yeah, hit the like button. Damn, I ain't say that the whole damn stream. Good luck, baby girl. Make sure y'all hit the like button too before y'all roll out. Make sure y'all hit the like button before y'all roll out. What time is it? Might be time for me to roll up out of here now. I'm gonna have to do the Q&A another time. Almost 9. And last call for alcohol. Any questions? Any quick questions y'all want to ask before I roll up out of here? We got about 5 minutes, maybe a little less than 5 minutes. And definitely make sure y'all hit that like button because I see other people coming in. Make sure y'all hit that like button on. You should do a part 2 as a Q&A. I probably should do a part 2 as a Q&A. You're 100% right. I should just do a part 2 as a Q&A. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to just do a part 2 that's just a straight Q&A. And y'all can ask me questions and I'll answer them. Because I know most of the people who was coming in here today was coming in to get the game. What to do when you live with a woman, what situation to be when you live with a woman. Plus, I only got 5 minutes. So even if y'all ask me a question, I really don't got enough time to give y'all an in-depth answer anyway. So I'll do a separate stream probably Sunday or Monday since it's a holiday weekend. That'll be a straight question and answer. Y'all just ask me whatever y'all want, and I'll just answer it. I'll make sure I promote it a little bit earlier. I'll try to make sure I'm on time. I got my setup a little bit more down, you know. But the live streams are definitely gonna be coming soon. We're gonna be doing them a lot more often, man. I just gotta take the time to really set the office up. I don't like it to be janky, you know, but it's about time to really start trying to condense all my thoughts into 5-10 minute videos is really difficult. That's why y'all been seeing so many 20-30 minute videos recently. Your tan is beautiful. Thank you, baby girl. But that's why y'all been seeing so many 30-minute videos lately, because it's extremely hard to condense everything I've been wanting to say to y'all into 10-20 minute videos. When I do formats like this, it's a lot easier for me to really break it down. It's also a lot easier for me to make sure that I'm not misunderstood, because I be saying stuff I be have to remember. I be going over people's heads sometimes with some of the stuff that I be saying. So you're gonna get a lot more live streams. I'm actively working on setting up the office and stuff, getting the camera together and stuff like that now. Setting it up to be more for YouTube and less for a podcast. I already got the microphones. I just need to get the cameras and then set up the room so that's like a little miniature studio. Once that's done, you'll be seeing us go live all the time. But the chat is dope, man. Y'all never do anything crazy in the chat. Y'all always chilling. Nobody ever got to get banned or kicked out. We don't know how long that's going to last. But thus far, nobody got to get banned or kicked out. AWOL Thoughts. What's up, AWOL Thoughts? What's good with you, man? You got any questions that you need answered really quick while you up in here before I roll out? I want to ask you if you got any questions, baby girl, but I know you don't got no questions because you're a genius. What would you have a question about? Shit, shout out to you, A-Wall Thoughts. Yo, do me a favor, too. Make sure you hit that like button, man. Make sure you hit that like button for me. Show us the sweatpants. Ha! You... If I give you, first of all, man, it's too many dudes in here to be doing that. Second of all, you're gonna be mad if I do that, and then all the other girls gonna come through. Then you're gonna be mad. Nah, I'm good. Just enjoying your content. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I realized that everybody was just sitting back, chilling, listening to the good game. I don't know if you've been here the whole time or if you're just now coming through, but I'm about to end this. So if you are just now coming through, it was a lot of good gems in this, man. So once I end it, make sure you play it back. So, all right, y'all. There's no questions. I'm going to do a separate stream. Like I said, probably Monday. It's a holiday. Probably do it early Monday because everybody will probably be bored before the night comes. Or I might do it that night because y'all might be cooking out. But I know I'm cooking out Sunday. So it'll be Sunday or Monday. I'll probably do a straight Q&A. You laughing. But anyway, I'll probably do a straight Q&A then. Just in case anybody got any questions they want to ask. But with that being said, guys, thanks for rocking with me. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button on your way out. I am Alex, and I am out. Peace. Salute to the elite feet.